Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently attacking Yemen. We've also got a populist revolt brewing up here. This is not the actual strength. Let's let this update a little bit. Oh, this guy converted. Okay, cool. Okay, so he leaves that. What's the actual strength of this, though? We don't know yet. We're still raising up our forces over here, so that's fine. 115? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's not an issue. So we've currently got about 70,000 troops raised. How many do we need? Not this many. So let's call this good. We'll leave the rest of our troops unraised, and we're going to head down over this direction. Someone started promoting our legend. That's cool. Do we want to no longer pursue immortality? I mean, it doesn't matter. Do we want to have the existential crisis? Probably not. I think at peace is probably good. We get it. We finally get it. Okay, there we go. So that looks fine. So they're running around out over here. I want to split up our forces a little bit here. So we're going to split off our bombards and these bombards as well. Okay, and then we're going to leave behind around, I don't know, 10k is probably sufficient. We want to go up and fight. And I want to have a siege leader in charge here, ideally. That would be like this guy. Okay. The next location that I want to attack is down here because he's traveling this direction. So that seems okay. Are we worthy of being the most sacred? Yes, we are clearly worthy. Okay, so we're going to head up and fight these guys. We would absolutely love to catch them here. We're going to catch some of them, I think. So the Queen of Sardinia and Corsica would start promoting our legend. Or perhaps this would be the Sultan of Permia. How big is Permia? It's reasonably big. Or we could be a confident hero, but let's not bother with that. Let's have 25 opinion for both. I don't really care about the opinion. Sardinia and Corsica is smaller, I feel like. Let's go with Permia. You want freedom? You'll have it in death. So this is a populist uprising. We knew that this was going to happen, and how many troops do they have? 123k. Sure. That's reasonable, actually. I don't actually care. So we're gonna fight these guys right down over here. This is gonna be a pretty good sized chunk of their army, actually. And that's gonna stack wipe, I think. Yes. And then this should stack wipe as well. We instantly sieged this upon arrival. Okay, let's get the rest of this county under our control. That did indeed stack wipe, and this is sieging pretty quickly. So that sounds great. I want to go up and grab their capital as soon as we're done here. Okay, so I see 6,000 troops disembarking over here. And that's actually the entirety of his remaining force. Let's remain here for a couple of days and siege this. And yes, I'm aware that we're currently being attacked by all of those Orthodox. It's okay. So now I want to come up here and stack wipe this. Okay. An alliance was formed. That seems fine. We lost a siege. That's to be expected. What's the cap on this? 150? Sure. So we're going to get his capital sieged, and we're going to fight these guys. This is the last remaining force, although he's regenerated a little bit. He's managed to re-raise a little bit of his forces. That's okay. So that puts us at 75%. I see these guys coming in here. I kind of want to take this force up and have them start working on some of these Orthodox populists. Because we're going to need to do that. So we're at 90% war score here right now. We don't have his capital province fully occupied yet. Let's go grab this barony. We're at 90%, so we're so close. So with this barony grabbed, that might end this war. That would be great if it did. It did. It did. Absolutely perfect. So we're going to enforce these demands. And that gives us all of Yemen. Fantastic. So we'd like this guy to convert. We'll use our hook, and he might ask for something in return, but he has a 100% chance. Okay, sure. So we're going to move these guys probably up over this direction, and we're now going to be focused on dealing with some of these Orthodox. So, where is their leader? He is up here. Roger that. We are going to drop our rally point about here. Come on, give me the rally point. There we go. And we're going to raise up a few of our forces up over here. We have a decent chunk that are not raised yet. So this is... What do we got going on here? Our courtier here is attempting to seduce us. No, get out of here. So, this guy did indeed convert to Rabbinism. That's perfect. And we've got a decent chunk of troops up here. This is actually a few more than I expected to have here. Cool. And there's also ally troops in the area. Let's stop gathering, and let's just go fight this. Excellent. This is going to be a very easy victory for us. We'll summon the physician, of course. And a soft approach remains best. Perfect. Okay, so at this point, we've stack wiped that. That's a big deal. That's a solid chunk of his forces. He is now located down over here. Understood. Let's move these guys up, and I have no idea if this is occupied by account. Okay, I don't think this is related to our war. So where are his other armies at? He is located here. That's not very relevant to us, though. So here's 5K. We know that they've got in total 44,000 troops. Here's 11,000. That's about a quarter of their army. Okay. Let's head out over this direction with this force. And then these guys, it's going to take them a while, but let's have them make their way up this way. I have no idea where these are going to be when we get there, so we'll see. And then we've got some forces that we sent up over this direction. They are sailing around Arabia. Okay, that seems reasonably fine. I'd like for them to go here. When will they arrive? 4 months? 8 months on that siege. Okay, that seems good. We'd take it back anyway. Our siege weapons are in that. So that seems fine. We will very easily put an end to this uprising. This isn't a big deal. So we're just about there, waiting on these guys to embark and head on over here. They are very slow on their sieges, so that's good. They do have a few cannon, though. Interesting. Well, we'll eliminate these guys, no problem. This is not the most powerful force here, but it's definitely big enough to do the trick. So that's now completed. I want these guys to start heading up over this way. Again, it's going to take them a while to get there, and that's understood. So where are these forces at this point? In Alania somewhere, I think. That's the current thinking, anyway. So we're heading on up to eliminate these guys. Our vassals are nearby, and that looks good. We're going to very, very easily win that battle. No problem there. And then we're going to make our way on out over this way. Although, our vassal's heading in here? Or, no, he is not. He decided not to. How rude. Okay, so we've arrived up over here. This is actually where they are. That's interesting. Well, we'll pursue them down over this direction for now. And this army is sailing on over. So that looks reasonably fine. Looks like our vassal might be thinking about attacking over here. Yes. So they've got that under control. So let's go up to here. Perfect. Our main force is down this direction, and we want to deal with this stack. That's the primary section of their army at this point. So they've got this and then an additional 8K. So this is 3K here. and 3K here. And then the rest is probably just rounding error. So that seems fine. I don't know where this guy's going next, but up over here? Sure. Our piety is impressive. This is true. Okay, so we changed a chapter there. How is our legend doing? Well, it is currently in 10 baronies. Okay, I'd like for that to be a fair amount higher, but for the time being, it'll do. We want to get it into 100, so we're 10% of the way there. We're going to continue to chase these lads. They've got very little left, although... Why is it so low? Oh, they do have some occupation. Okay. So that might be like here. I don't care about the occupation. As long as we kill their armies, their leader is landless. So that will mean that they don't have anything left. This army is on its way over to join this. We have this guy up over here. This is fine for now. They're definitely running away from us. But they will not succeed. Our vassals are closing in on them as well. So this is absolutely fine. Beautiful. So that's a stack wipe. That's a stack wipe. And what does he have left? He has 5,000 troops left. Where? 1,400 and 3,200. Okay, let's head down and eliminate these. Looks fine. We can take a learning perk here, and we can take Defender of the Faith. That'll be fine. That'll boost up our monthly piety. That's neat. So this is pretty much all of his forces. He has 5,356. I guess there's a little force around somewhere. I have no idea where. I do not see it. And this was actually all of it. He has 659 troops somewhere, but okay. So that's disbanded. I like it. So at this point, our legitimacy is definitely creeping upward. We do have this faction, of course, because we need to execute this lad. Fantastic. They are out of here. Okay, so now what do we want to do? Well, I'd like to get this. I wonder if we have a claimant for it. Let's find out. So these guys are all landed. Nothing to be done there. These are women, and probably we can't press their claim. We can try, but I'm guessing we can't press their claim. That's an unpressed claim. We may need a pressed claim to do it. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we cannot press her claim. Okay, so we can try for a pressed claim, but again, we probably can't press a woman's claim here. That's just the way that usually works. So if we invited this lady to court, probably not going to happen. Okay, so she's arrived at our court, and then, yeah, that's not going to be a thing. So we need a male claimant. I'm not surprised about that. This is a this is a Muslim target here, so... Wait, this is an Empire tier title? Noted. This is an Empire tier title. That means that we have to approach this a little bit more differently. I assumed that this was a Kingdom tier title, but it is not. Okay, so we still need a male claimant here, and would this guy come to our court? Yes, he would. Excellent. Come on over. So this means that what we don't want to do is press like this. This is not going to be a thing because he would get the Empire, which means that he would be independent. So we do not want that. First thing I want to do is I want to demand his conversion, and he did indeed convert. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to have to go after this a little bit more cautiously. So if we don't include the Empire title, this is much, much, much better. So what this ends up doing is this cleans up this border gore, and then it gives us a decent chunk of territory over here. It gives us additional border core, which is, you know, exciting. Abyssinia is an Empire tier title as well, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. Okay, let's go ahead and declare this. This is the Sultanate of Abyssinia. There is an Empire of Abyssinia, but that's not created. Okay, cool. So this empire is created. This empire is created. There's a lot of awkward empires out over here. We could actually create the Arabian Empire, and we maybe should. We're not expecting to die before the end of the game. So, and we're on primogeniture anyway, aren't we? Yeah, we're on primogeniture, so no problem. That seems great. I also want to revoke this Jerusalem title while we can. So, revoke this title of County of Jerusalem. He has a 99% chance of acceptance. Done. We lost some legitimacy for it, but we gotta have this. So he's very angry, and that's not shocking. We want to revoke this title. So we want to pull back that barony. That's just free. So that's absolutely okay. And then this guy, he's very upset. I'm going to send him a gift. That'll boost his opinion somewhat, but he's upset. I'm going to ask him to convert. He's not going to accept that, but I'm going to ask him anyway. And we're going to build a blacksmith here in Zira. We're going to build a workshop. That seems decent. Let's check on Constantinople. Yeah, we can definitely get an upgrade going here, so that'll be a trade port. Looks good. Extort subjects and sell trivial titles. To be honest, I don't care. Let's get rid of some of these notifications. Okay, so that looks fine for now. So we need to reseat some of our men-at-arms. So armored footmen here, I believe, are intended to go to Jerusalem. Yeah, for sure. So these should be stationed in Jerusalem. There we go. And then we've got these armored footmen, which I believe should go to Aramla. Yeah, that looks pretty correct. So these guys definitely go over to Aramla. And then we have, I think, all of these stationed. Light footmen stationed here. What? I'm confused. We don't have any light footmen. I don't see anyone being unstationed. Jerusalem, Jaffa, Zira. These bombards are unstationed. Okay, replace the stationed light footmen. I don't know where those light footmen came from. Maybe they would have gone away, but I want our guys stationed there, for sure. So, now we need to come down over this direction, right? And we need to raise up some forces down here. The question is, how many do we need? This guy has like 10,000 troops. So that shouldn't be particularly difficult. He would convert for a hook. No. So we're just going to raise here like until our men-at-arms are here. So we'll just give this a little bit. Shouldn't be too long. Hey, somebody else promoting our legend. I like it. Okay, so is this all of our men-at-arms? I think so. Oh, wait, we can actually increase the size of these armored footmen. We should do that. Okay, the rest of this looks good. So we're going to call this good. This is enough forces. We shouldn't need more forces than this. So we're going to take this over, and we need to just push down towards his capital. So that's going to be the idea. We can just siege our way down there, and if he shows up with his 10,000 troops, we can, you know, just mildly murder them a little bit. I'm sure they'll be fine with that. Common people. Do we want to celebrate the commoners? Control growth. Honestly, we're just going to aggrandize ourselves. Not my job, huh? Actually, a recent memory here. Legend spread chance plus 2%. Done. It's a 99% chance, so that looks good. Okay. What did this guy die of? He drank himself to death. After giving us a mild epidemic prevention, so that's neat. We're suddenly at 11 of 9. We must have inherited something. We should not hold... Ah. This is our court chaplain that drank himself to death. That's the issue. There we go. Problem solved there. And he endorses us, so that seems perfect. Let's just continue to head down the African coastline here. I just keep seeing these guys up over here. Ah, there's their army. That's very cute. I don't really care. They can do what they're going to do. So we're just going to push down over this direction. A secret? We'll imprison this guy. Excellent. Mecca is under siege. I'm sure it'll be fine. This will make no one angry. I'm sure that'll be very, very normal. Okay, so we'll just continue to push down this way. I just want to get Mogadishu under our control. We're at 40% war score right now, so we're sieging so quickly through here. That's 53% war score. 57? Yeah, this is going very quickly. These guys are definitely not prepared to fight us. We are wildly outclassing them. We just captured his son and heir, and that finished the war. So we'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. Perfect. So now we've expanded down over this direction. The main issue, of course, is this Empire tier title. So the question is, can we usurp this? No. We only have 14 of 18 required counties. He's fighting a war, fair enough. And we can't usurp a title from someone who considers our faith to be hostile or worse while they control any of its de jure lands. So we're going to have to kick him out of the de jure lands, which will be another war. That's fine. If we were to hypothetically do this again, this would be this guy's claims, but that's only on the Empire. Okay. So we'd want to push the claim ideally on the kingdom that's over here. Yeah, Outer Ajuran, which is not currently created. That could be a problem for us. So that's absolutely noted. Also noted, this plague over here in the Nile Delta. Probably not a big problem for us right now, but it might make its way up this way. That's noted. Also, what do we got going on here? They want to install Valentina to the Hebrew throne, but they're too weak. More Orthodox populists. Okay, this guy's 25.7%. Okay. We'll ask if he'll convert. Actually, let's send him some gold first. Now we'll ask if he'll convert. 100% chance. Same thing with this lady. I'm going to send her a gift, and we are going to demand her conversion. Once they leave the populist faction, that should be no problem. Beautiful. So both of them converted over. That's absolutely excellent. 250 gold to us. Sure. You can have him back. Sure, you can have this guy back too. So that all seems absolutely fine. We've gotten some good expansion done. No doubt about that. Out over this direction, is this a kingdom tier realm? Remarkable. That is very remarkable. We can get that taken over very easily if there's a claimant. There might be 90 reasons to not come. Yeah, we're not going to breach that. That's a child. Yeah, these are all children. So that's not really a very viable thing. We have some de jure lands that we could take. We could holy war for duchies. I don't know about that. So there's Italy up over here. That's another potential decent expansion opportunity. Actually, 55 reasons. This guy wouldn't come because he's a player heir. This guy's landed, so that's not going to be a thing. We would have to focus on this lad. He has 55 reasons not to. We can drop that down to 35 by paying for his travel expenses. If we were to send him a gift, that maxes his opinion of us. But that doesn't affect his reasoning. Because he's his liege's knight, primarily. And his opinion of his king. So that's not really an option at this moment. But maybe once some of these guys come of age. Maybe. If they leave that realm. So, this is a kingdom? Oh my. Now that's a potential option. Let's see what the options are here. Oh, this is really good looking. This is looking really, really auspicious. This guy wouldn't come for 35 reasons. We might be able to do something about that. His opinion of us is 20. We can send him a gift, and that would bring him down to 30 reasons. He still wouldn't come. That's fine. We have so much money to throw. So this isn't a problem. I'm genuinely not sure. Okay, that's a woman. I was genuinely not sure which. It's fine. So at this point, we've got this guy. He is the player heir. 45 reasons. This guy would just come to our court if we pay for his travel expenses. Done. Okay, so now we want to demand his conversion. He would have 100% chance. Perfect. He is now rabbinic. And now we just want to press his claim on all of Galicia Volhynia. Now, it looks like we're not going to get all of this out over here, and we're going to be a little bit short on our prestige for this claim. So we don't quite get all of this, but this is still a huge chunk of land. Absolutely enormous, in fact. So we should probably... Oh, we can transfer this count over. We should do that. We should probably get ourselves some additional prestige going here. So something like a feast, or I don't think we can do another grand tournament, but a feast would definitely gain us some prestige. So we can do that. We can do that here in Jerusalem. Actually, before we do this, Jerusalem should be our capital. We already moved our realm capital once. We can't do it again. Okay. We can only do that once per lifetime. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to target Galicia Volhynia. This is definitely a good target, even if we're not going to get the whole thing. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. I just realized, did the Mongols never invade? I was just looking at this up over here and thinking, that's an awful lot of little guys. And then I was like, hang on a moment. Okay, that's kind of wild.